Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is such an honor to be here. Every time I enter this room, the power is just overwhelming at times. And I'm going to be reading the collective reading I like to do now on Mondays. So this will be from January 20th through the 26th. And what a week it is for all of us. So therefore, that's why, although I do monthly readings for every single individual sign, I've incorporated the collective, which includes all signs, all natal placements, because we're all on this planet together, right? And yes, we have different agendas and we're different unique people in our own right. We also have a commonality that cannot be denied. And so I personally, as a psychic intuitive channeler, I've been getting amazing downloads. I hope you have as well. It's very conducive to have Pisces in the North Node position now and Virgo in the South. Pisces being very much of a spiritual sign, the 12th sign. And so that all of us in the next 18 months can really recognize and start to feel, perhaps inwardly and then, of course, outwardly, which is how it works. I mean, what we feel inward expands outward, and that's how we receive different, I would say, messages and influences and mirroring of our life and what's really going on. It's the best way to be able to see it, is to have it start from the inside and then coming out and so forth. I hope that makes sense to you, but it's an inside job for sure. And I just want to say that I am going to be starting with the chakra check, as I always do. For those that are new, I am a psychic intuitive channeler that is very enthusiastic about all metaphysical aspects of life. And I do use the tarot as a means of, I would say, like a conduit where the messages can come through for all of us. And sometimes it's very general. You may feel it instantly, and sometimes it'll happen throughout the week where you think, oh, that's right, I remember hearing this, or take notes, or come back to it, whatever you need to do. That would be fantastic, because I too, who watch readers on a regular basis, don't always instantly feel a resonance to it. And then it does, like I said, it's a kind of a really cool feeling of like, this little epiphany of, oh, that's right, that was okay, that's why I'm feeling this way, or that's what that meaning is. And sometimes it can be very obscure. Once again, having Pisces in the North Node, this is the dreamer, this is the, right now Neptune has been in the sign of Pisces, and that's going to change later in the year, but we'll talk about that another time. I'm going to start, as I said, with the solar, I'm seeing the solar plexus here, with your chakra check. And of course, those are the little different energy centers that we all have residing in our bodies, from the base to the crown and upward, but in between, that help us to really be our best selves, and that help us to be strong and balanced and capable in all of these specific areas. So the first one I'll do then is I will just sort of put this, there's a little package, I don't want to say package, a little pile here that I just sort of put in, and I'm just shuffling. There's only, like I said, 8 total of the chakras. So we'll see which one Spirit wants us to focus on today. And it could have a block to it. You may have noticed maybe there's just something that's not feeling 100% right in this particular area. Or you could feel amazing, and that's another reason why it's being brought to your attention, to keep up the good work and to realize the importance of this particular influence of that chakra. So for the collective, as I mentioned, all watching, we now have beautiful, 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 the base chakra, the first chakra, the red, the vibrance, the grounded energy, seated at the base of our spine, helping us to feel grounded and secure and alert and present. And I'll actually read to you what it says, because every single chakra card has a beautiful, what I call mantra, that helps us to focus on that specific chakra. And if for any reason it's not feeling like it's fully ignited, if you will, this is a great way to make that happen and to release, like I said, any feelings of stuck or blocks. These are the words, okay? So the words say, first chakra, the presence of spirit is solidly rooted in my body. I have the right to be here, and my love is abundant. And my life and my love is abundant with love, comfort, and vitality. Beautiful words to speak of, to tell yourself on a regular basis. You know, if in fact you aren't feeling fully that way, it will absolutely help in guiding you to get to that point where you feel that way. How we speak to ourselves, whether it's in silence or out loud, is so much a part of how we feel at any given moment in our lives. Okay, and I know you understand that. Most of the people watch my channel, and I love you for it. You're definitely like-minded. You understand all these simple principles, I imagine, that as a human spirit with a human body, it's so much better to allow and receive messages and the guidance to help us be our best possible selves. Along with this, I always like to correlate the specific crystal that is in affiliation with the mentioned chakra. And this is a couple of cards that I got with this beautiful gift set that also comes with the necklace that I will put the actual crystal in and help to infuse the reading. And of course it's going to help me because it's going to keep me grounded, and it's going to help me to understand, you know, the root of the reading and the situations and my body, mind, and soul. So you have the first chakra, which is right here, and it is also known, as I said, as the base chakra. That's the sacral. They're pretty close in color, but not quite, and they have two entirely different meanings, of course. But this root chakra speaks of being grounded, healthy, and strong. The red jasper is one of the best crystals you can carry with you in your pocket, you can have nearby, you can put it under your pillow in a way that is comfortable and not going to affect you, because it can be a little hard. And the words with this associated with red jasper is, I am healthy, strong, and stable. So give it a try. If you've never done this, I'm telling you, I'm usually not without crystals anymore. Whether it's just in my mind or not, once again, the power of our minds, the belief, the manifestations we can do, just in how we think, can help us feel our very, very best. So I'm reaching in now and I'm grabbing this beautiful red jasper. It's a solid red jasper. I'm sure there's many different forms. You can kind of see it with these beautiful hot pink gloves, which I'll explain in a moment. But I'm going to set this in, and I am going to use the black braided necklace. I have an option of both that comes with this beautiful set, depending on what I'm wearing as a fashion statement. So yeah, I love the idea of being grounded. I actually am an air sign with 4 planets in air, and I have 1 planet, it's a doozy, in Earth, which happens to be the south node now for the next 18 months, and that is Virgo, in the planet Pluto. So that's very, very much about going really deep and down under, as it were, because Pluto is the planet of the underworld and the hidden and the, you know, sometimes self-deprecating and sabotaging, and just how we think, how we're feeling, how we're speaking about things, and working ourselves up to a point where we realize just how powerful and how worthy every single one of us truly are. We all have our days when we have doubts, but this is about really initiating the most positive belief systems about ourselves and our powers and things that are not always pleasant to have to face in life. And so I'll put this on once again to infuse the reading. And I just want to put out a special thank you for those that have been supporting my channel and liking and subscribing. It is a beautiful, beautiful, I want to say soul to soul kind of gesture that you can do. I mean, everybody on YouTube wants to be seen and recognized and acknowledged. So the like is just one of those really beautiful, quick, free ways to do so. Subscribing is the best. That's what YouTube really wants to see if you want to grow the channel and continue with the, you know, continuity of the readings and so forth. So thank you very much for that. And so now I'm going to be reading the Celtic Cross today. I tend to do that on the Monday readings. I'm going to start the February readings probably today because, you know, it can take a while. Things come in between. I have a full-time job, and this is something I plan on doing when I'm no longer doing my full-time job. And I would love to just grow and grow. And this is called the Spiral Deck. I love the little history I'd like to share with you about it. What it says is that there is this wonderful woman who is the maker of this deck, author, if you will. Her name is Kay Steventon. And she actually designed this and everything in honor of her Celtic grandmother, who used to read playing cards when she was a child, and who apparently helped her through her perilous journey. She instilled in me the philosophy that life is like the ancient symbol of the spiral. Each phase of life has a beginning, runs its course, and comes to an end before moving to the next cycle. Well, the ultimate aspiration is to be like the Tarot Fool, not allowing past experiences to hold us back, but embracing the new cycle with open heart and mind, each time with a little more wisdom. So that's a beautiful segue to mention that there are many, many historical changes happening in the astrology this year, and we just happen to be alive for it, which I find to be incredibly beautiful and really important and, you know, unprecedented. But also, we just started in the new season of Aquarius today, officially. And I just had a little breakfast with one of my Aquarian friends, who's one of the nicest people I've met. And just, you know, in honor of her and to recognize that Aquariuses are the air sign, and they are definitely Uranus ruled, which is the planet that is the unpredictable, the unexpected, the shocking, you know, the out of the blue kind of changes. Now, Aquarians are known, they're the water barrier. They are not a water sign. The water being information, intellect, wanting to learn, wanting to share, wanting to work as a collective, as a group effort, you know, many community endeavors, many artistic endeavors, many out of the box kind of rebellious, i.e., you know, Uranus energy that comes through. And maybe, just maybe during this sun season, that'll be through the 18th of February, when it then goes into Pisces, maybe you, whether you have we all have a placement of Aquarius in the tropical full house astrology, which means there are the 12 houses that has each sign representing each house. So whether there's a planet in your own personal natal chart you can look up, or whole house chart, you still are influenced by every single sign in some way, which is great because we are all multi-dimensional people. We're not just our sun sign or a moon or a rising. We are 12 different signs that came about the moment we were born, and therefore we have understanding in a lot of ways about different signs that we are not. We also learn from those that are different, of course, in every aspect of our lives. And I feel during Aquarius season, it's a lighter energy than the earth being grounded and pretty serious and stable. We just got out of the sign of Capricorn, very earthy. Many things changed from Capricorn to Aquarius, and then just life in general. We're seeing a lot of changes happening right before our eyes, of traditions and places shutting down after, you know, decades and longer. mostly because of technology. And that's very much a sign of an Aquarius energy with Uranus. Once again, Uranus is about technology and inventive things, very, very innovative, intelligence, just incredible things. AI is like going to be supposedly huge. There's things we don't even know, that are coming, and we can only dream about them. But in order to make them happen, dreaming is essential, right? That is one of the key components for manifestation. Absolutely. So yeah, that's important to mention, and I hope that it's going to be a beautiful Aquarius season. We, of course, have Inauguration Day starting tomorrow on January 20th. I'm recording these on the 19th. The reading is from the 20th through the 26th. And just to also mention that the new moon will be in Aquarius on the 29th. So once again, beautiful time for all of us to write down our intentions and the things we want to accomplish in short term or long term. Okay, so this is very powerful with the new moon. So let's get on with the reading, shall we? Because I'm rather excited about what Spirit wants to bring through. As I mentioned earlier, amazing dreams. Perhaps a lot of you are understanding and feeling that with this Pisces energy. Definitely a real sense of compassion and love is outpouring with so many of the things happening in the world that are very difficult and that do require, even if we're not there physically, trust me, your loving energy and will to help others feel better and to see them in their wholeness and, with full trust that things work out exactly as they need to, though through divine timing often, in beautiful ways that could supersede our imaginations at times. So the Celtic Cross is beautiful because it has many different placements. So I will explain each placement if this is the first time you've ever been aware of the Celtic Cross. The first placement is going to be the overall energy, which is you, anyone watching, and how you perceive this. It's all going to be different on a general reading like this. And we have the Chariot. Wow. Okay, so I didn't bring up that. I like to keep the astrology, even though I'm a major astrology enthusiast. I still like to keep mostly just speaking about the moons and then the very, very important changes of the planets that will be happening. Right now, Mars, which is a very important, you can see it in the sky these nights that are clear, and it's been so beautiful. Venus is so vibrant, which is in the sign of Pisces right now through the 4th of February. It'll then go into Aries. Then we can see Mars. It's still somewhat hidden. It is, in fact, still retrograde. It has been retrograde for some time, and prior to that, it started in direct motion in the sign of Cancer way back in August. Well, this is the sign and the card that represents Cancer, the Chariot. Okay, the Chariot, of course, is a vehicle. This is metaphoric or actual vehicle. You may be buying a new vehicle. You may be dealing with transportation of different modes that have started up and will continue now with the new season or with just many of the changes happening. But it also is our body, our mind, our vehicle, our literal, vehicle, and being the master. This is a victorious, beautiful energy that tells us that we have gone through many challenges and many triumphs in our life. And this is noted by the white and black, what are they called? Pegasus? I believe so. It's not, I guess these are Pegasus on here, but it's a different interpretation than you'll see them. As many cards have different interpretations of the same expression or energy or, message that's brought through from the card. These are, noted for thousands of years, and they are definitely, I can't have enough cards. I definitely want to make a deck of my own, but this is definitely letting whoever is watching. It is a 7. That is a very, very spiritual number as well, but it also means you work through your difficulties. I'm seeing symbols of Pisces. I see very many symbols here, water as well. The Cancer, of course, being a water sign. Mars being retrograde in Cancer until February 23rd, when it will then go direct in Cancer and then continue into Cancer through April. Well, then it goes back into Leo. Long, long stay of Mars. Mars being the planet that is about our aggression and our vitality and our energy and our, just being sure that we're not over anxious or too short-tempered and trying to hold back from being, agitated, I guess, because that can occur specifically, I would say, with retrogrades when we're more internalizing things and it's more of an inner sensitive situation. And yes, it can definitely affect outer aspects of our life, and it does. And we're seeing that as well on so many levels. Mars, once again, the warrior planet, the fire, the hottest planet. It just, I don't think I need to say much more than that. It's getting past these challenges and victoriously moving to where we need to move. A lot of movement, a lot of moving, if not physically, certainly in our mind, and transformation, But in the end, to the best possible outcomes, and, things unfold as they need to in divine timing, and answers are available to us and will be coming to us. Oh, will they be coming to us? So choose prevailing, definitely, 2025, 26, and onward. So yeah, that's something to be aware of. The second card is the crossing card. This could be our blessings or blocks, is what I like to label this. Okay, and for us, we have the moon. Well, the moon is by the way, both of these are so far major arcana. And I always say major arcanas are the spirits and the angels and the higher powers, if you will, speaking to us and saying, these are things that I need you to be very aware of. I want you to be in tune with, in touch with. Okay, the moon is a funny one, because the moon tends to be the one that's more obscure and that's not always clear. But once again, this is another Cancer card. So a lot of emphasis on that. By the way, on a more collective, I'm not a meteorologist, nothing of that sort. I'm an energy worker, and I'm a massage therapist, and I'm a Reiki master. I deal in energy often, and I feel in tune to it, but of course I'm constantly asking for answers and ways that I can be more available to share messages with you. And bottom line, Cancer represents water. I know that there's some pretty intense weather patterns, of course, and as we're speaking, I don't watch a lot of the news. It does tend to really, bring me to a place of discomfort. And so I take it in doses, and I have to be careful. I don't want to put that on to anybody else I'm working with, including yourselves watching. But the reality is the reality. And so there are definitely a lot of floodings going on. You might notice things happening around your home that are small, but notable, having to do with water. Maybe your toilet stopped working, your sink, your washing machine, all those things that seem small and insignificant, but definitely have to do with the planetary aspects. And certainly Mars being the more aggressive and the less higher energy of the optimal side, if you will. So yeah, just knowing that if there is some feelings that you're not seeing the full picture, trust me, I want to say definitely, because the full moon in Cancer happened about 8 days ago. I'm not exactly sure if that was this past Monday, and I'm losing track of all time, believe me. There's a lot that's happened in this amount of time in 2025. I'm astounded, and it's just begun. And I'm sure you can agree with me, but this is the influences of the new and the full moons do affect us for weeks, sometimes longer, and especially an eclipse, which of course is the moon, but it's when they're aligned, and the moon and the sun. So it's a long-term thing. I'm sure a lot of us are feeling this. There's that sensitivity, there's the vulnerability, there's the love, there's the passion, there's the creative stimulus happening. It's all there, but to where exactly it's leading, or what exact, journey or choices you'll make down these paths are still not 100% clear. I think by the new moon on the 29th in Aquarius, many, many things will be more clear and understood, if that makes sense. I hope it does. That's what's coming through. So yes, very prevalent too, and very topical as to what's happening in certainly the planetary alignments at this time. Now we're going to go into the foundation, which is essential. The base chakra, ironically. What I didn't mention earlier is I always have conversations before I come to do my readings. I'm talking to everybody, sometimes the individual and the particular sign I'm doing for the monthly readings. And it was on like Donkey Kong. Remember that saying? When I knew what color to wear, because color is so important. Color really is a vibrant energy, of course. And I know we feel good in certain colors and we're repelled by other colors, and they set moods and things we don't probably even realize. But hot pink, baby, because, well, the pink is about heart, and there's a lot of heart. And, Aquarians, now in the new season of Aquarius, they are very loving, very caring, want to be fair, want to be just, want to help as the world, basically, It's not one-on-one. It's like, let's do it for everybody. Let's all work together. Let's all create the best environment and, life we can moving forward. And then the hot pink is the Uranus part. That's like the shocking, like, woo! They call it the shocking pink, really. And so, yeah, it just seemed very appropriate for the reading. So the foundation for everybody at this point is funny, because it's actually that's hilarious. It's not even supposed to be in there. I apologize. I'll put that aside. That's just the little advertisement card. It is the Lovers. Woo! Okay. Now, I know a lot of you are like, Marianne, I'm not watching this to find out about lovers, okay? But trust me when I tell you, it's a beautiful card. Yes, it has to do with lovers. Is there anything I'm not supposed to be seeing right here? Okay, I have to cover something up, I guess. Okay, I'll just do this very discreetly. With this beautiful... Is that doing it? That'll help. Okay, you know that this is the Lovers. It's one of my favorite little wands I received many years ago with a clear quartz, and I think that's, I'm not even sure, a little turquoise, a little bit of, I don't know, but there's, yeah, almost want to say topaz. Okay. The Lovers is a great selection. The Lovers represents the sign of Gemini. And by the way, it's yet another major arcana. That's what's happening right now. That's the power of what's going on. This is the preempt of what's this year is going to bring, and the transformations that are so important that I think at first at times are uncomfortable. Yes. But I also feel like with everything and the spiral, where we know for every ending is that beginning and a newness, and you look back in your life and you say, wow, I've gone through many deaths and births, as it were, obviously not literally, but yeah, just starts and endings and beginnings again, and it's always going to be that way. And it's just a continuum. And I think it's a positive when you choose to look at it that way. If you are not happy in any circumstance, it's time to be happy. It's time to go down that road, and you choose and you pick what it is that you want to be doing, because you certainly deserve it. We all do. But it could absolutely have to do with the relationship. And maybe you know exactly who I'm talking about. Someone you've been with for a long time, you're going to pop the question. Somebody you've been with a long time, it may not be okay, but that's okay, because that selection is good too. starting new, okay? That's not an indication of this at all, by the way. So what I also want to say is it doesn't have to be romantic, of course. It's a partnership in work. It's that perfect partnership you've been waiting for, because a lot of times it's easier when it's not just yourself. I'm an entrepreneur of many years, I know, and sometimes I think, wow, that'd be great. But it's not always easy finding that great combination, you know, and I'm open for changes and differences and all that, but if it's not right, it's not right. So this is right, okay? And I know a lot of you know what I'm speaking of. Obviously, not all of you will, but I'm really happy to see that. I mean, this love thing is a really beautiful part of life that I really want to utilize more and more every day. Certainly self-love, because with that, we have the key and we understand how to love others. It's honestly true. Let's move on to the next, which is going to be your past. And you have the sun. Okay, see? I don't know if this is indicating of that, and you're feeling more peace. Venus and Pisces, like I said, is really about that love, and it just wants to instigate all of us loving. And sometimes you're going to feel like, wow, especially if you have any Pisces placements, I would say, but overall in general, Pisces is all, you know, there's no boundaries. It's for everybody. It's for everyone. You know, they're the 12th sign. They have a little bit of every sign in them. They just want to give it to people, and they want to receive it, and they want to just know that this can continue and spread and just be a beautiful thing for the world, right? This love thing that's been around since the beginning of time. And so the sun is a beautiful, beautiful card. It's another major arcana. What is happening? I have shuffled this so well. By the way, this deck I got like 8 years ago now, and it kind of gave me some sentimentality when I remember buying it. I remember things pretty well. I think a lot of us do. But the sun is the brightest, the most energetic, creative. One of the best cards in the deck, one of the best energies to be feeling. And by the way, in the area that I'm living, which is winter, it has been gorgeous. It's cold, but the sun is coming out, and we don't see signs of rain anytime soon, which of course we need. But for now, I'm taking it in. I'm loving it. And it does inspire me personally. I get way more energetic when I have that lightness, which I think is kind of a common denominator for a lot of people as well. This is fantastic, okay? Keep that energy the best that you can. When things aren't so well, think about how positive things can be. Try to look at the best aspects of life, and that'll help to continue that energy and help it grow. So then we have the present. And this is going to be the Three of Swords. Okay. So this is a healing. This is a hurt. This is the air element of the swords, you know, the Aquarians, Geminis, and Libras. And I forgot to mention Jupiter, the benevolent planet, you know, that only visits our sign every 12 years, has been in Gemini, and it's going to be turning direct. I want to say the 4th or so of February, coming right around the corner. So prepare for that expansion, that luck, that, you know, perfect timing, that job opportunity maybe that you had, you know, what is it called when you send in your applications and all those things? It's been so many years that you applied for, you know what I'm trying to say. And it just, nothing, like crickets. You haven't heard anything, nothing's moving. The energy of Mars retrograde, it's no. Be prepared. New moon. Jupiter going, and this is, Gemini is all about also being an air sign. Communication, networking, you know, getting around, making it happen, sharing the news, sharing the advice, fun, happiness, light, okay? Then we come into February, which is an amazing month anyway. It's a month of love. So this is about healing. Yes, you probably still feel it, but the difference, and I just heard this and I was very moved by this. There are scars and there are wounds. We all have them, right? The scars have been when you're hurt and you've healed. Yes, you know about it, but you don't have that same feeling. It doesn't affect you anymore, thank goodness. The wounds are still raw, if you will. They're still you're very sensitive. This is past that, okay? The worst is over. You are definitely in the mood to get up and get away from anything that may even remind you of this at this point. Like, you don't want anything to do with it. There's too much joy in your heart, you know? You're ready to move on. I love it, and I hope that's happening and you understand what I'm speaking about when I say that. Your future card, the Five of Swords. Okay, well, from this, you are realizing that a lot of times the Five of Swords, once again, another air element, so that makes sense because there's a lot of things going on in the Aquarius season of air sign Aquarius, and for all of us as a collective. And so Five of Swords is, it's annoying at times. It's I would say mostly inner conflict, things you're still working through and healing from that have happened, and you're very interested in doing that. You're pretty much done with non-important things such as gossip, and that happens a lot with this card too. It has to do with people saying this and that, and you're like, I don't really care about that. Just moving yourself away from those kind of environments. Thoughts you may have that are not the highest energy. You want to let go of that too, okay? And you're ready to do so. As you see in the background, there's people falling. You're like, yep, done with that. There's the Three of Swords right there. Just I'm prepared, but I really am done with the battles. I'm done with those kind of people and circumstances. I'm moving away from that. So that's good to see as far as I'm concerned with these beautiful other energies that have been surrounding you. So then we go into the, well, basically this is your perspective, I would say. And this is called the U card. Well, no, this is the U card, but let me move this really quick. Let me double check that. It's yourself is what they're saying. This is you, but this is yourself. This is your absolute personal, even though it's a general. What are you seeing? What are you feeling? How are you perceiving situations within yourself, around you, and so forth? And you have the Princess of Cups. So there's the love again. This is the youthful, beautiful, there's the harp, there's the water energy coming forth yet again. Fully understandable. Pisces predominant right now. Pisces, love. Creative endeavors. Like I feel there's going to be so many more important creative aspects of our lives that we probably have laid dormant and we haven't used or thought about, maybe done in the past and thought, why did I give that up? Or something is really egging me on to do blank, blank, blank. It's all very individual. And it's new. It's more of a beginning. This is a youthful. The princess is like once again, the more greener aspects of whatever it is you do. It's just the beginning stages. But when you put one foot in front of the other and you have this full passion of the chariot and just like, yes, I feel the mastery. I feel the confidence. I feel ready. This could take you anywhere. And once again, being in touch with your emotions is really important. I find that for some reason, I think the creative aspects of people and their emotions are very much tied together. I mean, maybe tell me if you agree with that. Please comment and express to me your feelings. I really want to get to know this community on such a more personal level, I suppose, because that's why I do this. I absolutely love and appreciate all of that part of this whole journey that I've been on for some time now. Then we have your environment, and we have Temperance. Oh, I love Temperance, and that represents the fire sign of Sagittarius, and it also represents the ability to have the alchemy that we have, to be able to change water to wine from the Bible from many years ago, from what I'd heard as a devout Catholic growing up at one point. Just the gifts and the power and the imagination and the ability to manifest the things are very much about this, while being very aware of keeping a balance. With, as a Libra myself, that balance is essential. And when it's off, it's off. You know, I know what it is. It doesn't have to be the end of your world, but sometimes if you do things too much and you're working too hard and you're not allowing time to rest, or, you know, you're not sleeping enough, or you're not eating enough, and all those things that factor into the whole, you're going to notice it's going to affect you deeply. So do be aware of your balance, your day-to-day balance, okay? And make sure that you are loving yourself and allowing the time you need to stop, smell the roses, get into nature, take a breath, okay? Take a beat. I was so determined, like, oh, I gotta, you know, money, I gotta get. No, things are changing, and I'm so thankful for that. Life will be fine. I'm always going to put forth an effort. You need to put forth some effort. I mean, things aren't just going to magically necessarily all fall into place. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I know that there's so many things that can happen in a far better way if we cater to ourselves, if we allow ourselves, you know, the balance, the temperance, not getting too upset, not getting too sad. You know what I'm saying. So that's an important one for all of us. Maybe you're the person that helps to create that in your environment too. And I would love that. We need that right now. We need that from everybody, to just be there and just give that smile and just say, it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. If you need me, I'll be here. Then we have the hopes and fears category. 9 of Swords. Wow. Well, that's definitely exactly that. That's when these wonderful air elements that each of us have within us, even if you're not an air sign, of our minds that tend to go in this loop or ruminate about things that make us really uncomfortable or fearful. It just happened to me, by the way. Oh, yes, it did. And I profess to just like, let's not let that happen. So as soon as it starts to happen, I have to just shut it down and say, it's okay to feel it. And I do. It's okay to have concern. And I certainly do. Not to the point of detriment. That does nobody any good. And I don't always necessarily at all know exactly what the outcome can be. All I can do is put out the best possible energy and love towards a situation and allow things to lay as they will. Not worrying and fearful and shutting and blocking off the beautiful things that can come in when we allow them to. Okay, the answers will be there for us. Once again, our minds, you know, powerful things. So just keeping that, and that's a hope or fear. Please don't be too fearful. Please know that nobody really, really, truly knows. I mean, I've had prophetic dreams. I know, I get that. All of you, I know a lot of you are psychic, and I understand, and you're clairvoyant, and I believe every bit of that. But there's still times that even when we know, things happen, right? So bear that in mind. And then this is the outcome card. This is the beautiful outcome card. My goodness, thank you so much. Once again, an air element. A lot of air element, being in the sign of season of Aquarius, the air sign makes sense, but this is justice. This is Libra. This is the balancing, once again, the scales, you know. Do unto others as you would do unto yourself. Getting news that, you know, you're going to win a specific court case. That's a natural go-to that I use as an example. There's so many, but really just knowing that even when it doesn't seem like it, and it doesn't sometimes, let's be real, that justice is not being served. Next thing you know, something comes through, you're like, I cannot believe the universe just created that. It is almost ridiculously exactly fair. And I could give you so many examples, but I know that you understand and I don't need to elaborate. This is what the outcome is. In regards to any injuries or wounds or devastation, fears, you know, let go, trust, believe in the process, as they say, and justice will prevail. Keep an even, you know, balanced kind of approach in all things will be so, so helpful as well. And I'm going to finish your reading with a couple of other important cards that I would love to, if I may. And if you're sticking around, thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. Please come back. I will be doing, as I said, the February readings. And every Monday, I need to grow this channel. I want to be monetized, and it will have a lot to do with whether you are wanting that as well. And that's all about just subscribing and liking and sharing and commenting, okay? So this is going to be the spirit. I was going to read that one, but I've changed my mind. This is the spirit animal message, which I love. These are pretty amazing cards that I've had for a long time, but I brought them out a couple times a few years back. And I brought them back out again, and so I'll do a little shuffle. They're nice and big with a beautiful picture of the animal in question, and then a message that I will read to you, okay? So animals are essential. They're all a part of the whole ecological system, and, you know, we all are here together in all forms, and so I'm touched by them more and more every day. Of course, I have my beautiful eclipse watching me as I speak, critiquing. Sometimes you see him hopping around in the corner. He's my babe. Clipper for short. So we have turtle. Oh, okay. I'm instantly know what that means, and I'll read it to you. But the turtle, you know, they have their house on their backs, right? They're minimalist at best. They can retrieve into their shell. They can be the hermit, as an example of the tarot, and just kind of be with themselves, and they can get around, and they can be in water or earth, and they're just multi-talented, and they're amazing. They actually have long lives if nothing happens to them. So let's read more, shall we? I don't remember pulling this one in a long time, so I'll be curious to see what it has to share with us as well. And it says, should be right after this. Home, protection, journey within. Wise turtle is always home. Turtle embodies the ability to go within for protection and safety at any time. That's another huge influence of the water elements, and, you know, the Pisces, just the ability to be inside and to really listen and grow in ways that will be so beneficial to you, you know, in the long run. Belonging partly to water and partly to land. Turtle needs both to survive. Underwater in the unconscious dream world, turtle is graceful and strong. There's the moon influence. On land, tough turtle is slower, carrying a thick shell to retreat into when faced with danger. And as a result, turtle has few predators. Turtle embodies the ability to go inward and be protected. Even when faced with disruptive forces, steady on, you can walk with peace found within. This just gave me the most beautiful feeling. I hope you felt that. That makes so much sense. This is something we all can do and learn, of course, from the beautiful example of the turtle. But yes, those are amazing, beautiful things to carry with us this week and onward. And so I will finish with your motivation manifesto card, which I've had also for a very long time by Brendan Burchard. But I used to think, well, this is cool, so I'll just shuffle. And this is the last message. And just to kind of send you on your way. Hope you have a beautiful week. There's a lot happening, as I mentioned, and it'll be, you know, historical. We have the inauguration. We've got a few really important planetary changes. We're in the season of Aquarius. Got some beautiful energies coming up the latter part of the week for being a creative and feeling strong and capable in our endeavors. And so we have the message, without self-mastery, we are slaves to fear. Self-mastery, the chariot, for heaven's sakes. Impulse and conformity. Once again, without self-mastery, we are slaves to fear, impulse, and conformity. With self-mastery, joy, greatness, and transcendence are ours. And I'll leave it at that. Have a beautiful week. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye for now.